For over 40 years, the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute has been using primary prevention to help ensure that all children in Saskatchewan are as healthy as possible. The Early Childhood Team at the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute works to enhance early childhood well-being in Saskatchewan. Members of the team represent 5 programs at the Prevention Institute: the Nobody's Perfect program, the Community Action Program for Children, or CAPC, the FASD Prevention Program, the Child Injury Prevention Program, and the Early Childhood Mental Health Program. Focusing on children between 0 and 5 years of age, early childhood well-being is defined as optimal physical, spiritual, emotional, environmental, social, and mental development. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute believes that early childhood well-being is a basic human right regardless of race, culture, religion, socio-economic backgrounds, gender identity, or diversity in family composition. Early childhood well-being is dependent on safe, nurturing environments where children are provided with supportive, loving, and consistent caregiving, as well as opportunities to explore, grow, and thrive. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute believes that early childhood well-being is a basic human right, regardless of race, culture, religion, social economic background, gender identity, or diversity in family composition. We all play a role. Because children are impacted by and impact their families, communities, larger society, and systems, it is important that early childhood well-being is a priority in Saskatchewan. The Early Childhood Team can provide information and resources about early childhood well-being, workshops and trainings to meet your needs, social media content that you can share, connections to communities and programs who are working in this area, information about best practices in supporting early childhood well-being, and opportunities to collaborate and partner on projects.
The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute strives to raise awareness, increase knowledge, and promote attitudes and best practices that assist parents to raise healthy, safe, and happy children. Consistent, loving, safe, reflective caregiving is important. Children thrive in this care. This care impacts a child's later development by influencing brain development, development of self-regulation, how the child responds to experiences, development of resiliency skills, and expectations and behavior in relationships throughout life. No matter how much you know as a parent, you will always have questions. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute has several programs and resources to help parents. The Healthy Parenting Program is available online and is for parents with children aged 0 to 5. The program is free and easy to use. A certificate is available upon course completion. The Community Action Program for Children, CAPC, is a federal initiative and is funded by the Public Health Agency of Canada. The program is designed to help local community groups address the priority health and developmental needs of children aged 0 to 6 and their families who face challenges that put their health at risk. The CAPC project at the Prevention Institute supports the educational, resource, and networking needs of the other CAPC projects in Saskatchewan. The Nobody's Perfect Parent program was developed in the early 1980s by Health Canada and the Maritime Departments of Health. The goal of Nobody's Perfect is to enhance parental capacity to promote the overall health and well-being of children in the early years. The provincial coordinator provides training, resources, and assistance to family service providers. The ingrained practice and culture of meeting the needs of the parents where they are at means that no two programs will be the same.
At the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute, we believe children of all abilities have the right to the best physical, social, and emotional health possible. In the Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Prevention Program, we work to reduce the health risks of alcohol use on individuals and children. Our goal is to prevent or reduce alcohol-exposed pregnancies and to reduce the harms alcohol may have on an unborn baby. Alcohol affects the developing brain and body of an unborn baby. However, prevention is also more than that. It also includes reducing, as much as possible, the adverse impacts of prenatal alcohol exposure that can take place as a child grows older and the world around him is not recognized or adapted to his needs. Adverse impacts are what we formerly called secondary disabilities. FASD is a common neurodevelopmental disorder that is present at birth. It is also a physical disorder. FASD is complex. Every child with FASD is unique. Each child with FASD has many strengths and challenges. As many as 1 out of 25 children in Canada have FASD. Chances are that you know or have worked with children impacted by prenatal alcohol exposure. It is more common than other disabilities such as autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. Many children do not have a diagnosis, or they have the wrong diagnosis, such as ADHD or autism. That means they may not be receiving any help at all, or the supports they have may not be the best ones for them. Most children with FASD look like all the other children around them. The symptom of their disability is often behavior that we see as challenging. When we don't understand that a child's behaviors are the result of a brain that is working differently, we may see that child as difficult or label the child as a problem child. When we know or suspect a child may have FASD, we can think about how best to work with that child and family. When we look at a child's strengths, challenges, and unique needs, we can understand why certain behaviors may be happening or why learning may be harder or different from day to day. We may also understand that some impacts may be physical, such as sleeping problems, stomach problems, or sensory overload. We can help children in the way that works best for them. They can experience successes and build self-esteem. You get to experience those successes as well. So how can the FASD team help? As part of the early childhood team, we work with other team members to share knowledge in early childhood mental health, brain development, parenting, injury prevention, to promote the best development possible for children. Team members have expertise in how to talk to families without creating stigma. We provide training and communication, such as motivational interviewing, which is having a conversation about change without judgment. We want to change the conversation about FASD and reduce the stigma that families and children may experience. This may make it easier for families to ask for help when they need it. We can provide evidence-based education, training, and resources about alcohol's impact on unborn children, diagnosis, strengths, challenges, prevention of adverse impacts, and how best to support children and their families. We can bring experts to you through virtual training or conferences. We are available to help change the conversation about FASD. We are available to help you.
Child injury prevention. What is the role of parents and caregivers? Parents and caregivers are responsible for the care of children. The Saskatchewan Prevention Institute's Child Injury Prevention Program is committed to working collaboratively to promote primary prevention throughout the province. The Child Injury Prevention Program works to raise awareness of injury risks and best practices to reduce the number of injury-related deaths and decrease the risk of life-altering injury. Injury prevention is important because the majority of injuries are predictable and preventable. Injuries remain the leading cause of death and hospitalization for children in Canada. Saskatchewan has a particularly high rate of child injury. Injuries can happen anywhere, at home, at play, on the road. Parents and caregivers must understand what the risks and hazards are at various developmental stages of childhood and the actions they can take to help minimize the hazards in their own environments. For example, the proper installation and use of safety gates at the top and bottom of stairs. Parents and caregivers can reduce the chance of injury by correctly installing and using child passenger restraints. There are many human and economic costs associated with child injuries. The human costs are both physical and emotional and are felt by individuals, families, communities, and society. The economic costs include direct expenses to the healthcare system, as well as indirect costs that result from lost productivity for adults. For example, parents not being able to work while their child is recovering from an injury, and for the child in terms of future contribution to society if the injury is life-altering. How can the Child Injury Prevention Program Coordinator support professionals to help parents and caregivers? We can apply evidence-based and evidence-informed strategies for child injury prevention. We can increase capacity to share knowledge of the impact of injury in the early years. We can enhance awareness and knowledge of the developmental milestones and what this means for children's safety. We can strengthen skills, knowledge, and confidence to provide positive, interactive, and culturally relevant early childhood activities with safety in mind. Injury prevention begins with you. We all have a role to play.
For over 40 years, the Saskatchewan Prevention Institute has been using primary prevention strategies to help support the health and well-being of children in Saskatchewan. The Early Childhood Mental Health Program is focused on raising the capacity of caregivers, families, communities, and services to support the development of mental health in children prenatally until the age of 6. Early childhood mental health is holistic health because it refers to the health and development of the whole child: physical, emotional, spiritual, and social. Early childhood mental health sets a foundation for a healthy life. Promoting and supporting healthy early childhood mental health prevents long-term behavioral, social, emotional, and mental health issues in children both now and in their future. Using strategies that enhance attachment, resiliency, optimal health, behavioral and emotional regulation, play and exploration, and self-care increases the health and well-being of the child. So how does the program work with professionals and communities in Saskatchewan? The Prevention Institute hosts the Early Childhood Mental Health Provincial Network. The network brings professionals together to support one another, share strategies, share new research, disseminate resources, and provide professional development opportunities. A wide variety of professional development opportunities are available, including resources and information, virtual workshops, Google Classroom courses, and webinars. These opportunities are offered both virtually and in person to ensure that all professionals and communities have access to evidence-based training. We work with organizations and communities to custom build workshops to meet their unique needs. Finally, we work nationally to ensure that all professionals receive adequate training and resources, to influence systems that work with children and young families, and to increase knowledge and awareness of the importance of early childhood. Research has shown that just one person showing interest in a child, making them feel important and loved, can lead to the development of good mental health. It only takes one person to show a child that they are important, heard, and seen to help set them on a positive trajectory in life. You can be that one person. Are you or your organization working in early childhood well-being? We would like to connect with you. Contact us at info@skprevention.ca or 306-651-4300. More information is available on our website, Facebook page, and Twitter account.